everybody, how is it going, and welcome to another episode of Drives in the Axe FX3. Today we are going to be checking out another exotic pedal, and this one is going to be the RC Booster. RC stands for really clean, so the primary use of this pedal is to be a booster pedal for a clean tone, or if you want to put it at the end of your pedal chain, you have a lot of degrading going on, pedal sucking out tone, you stick this at the end of it and it gives it a little lift and gives it a little bit of life. So let's check out a few things like the amp, the cab I'm using, the reverb, and then we'll look at the pedal and talk about it a little more. So the amp I'm using is the Bluetone Ojai pedal. The cab that I'm using is a 412 Rumble 12L57A, and the reverb that you heard is just medium hall at 21%. Nothing too extravagant there. And this is the pedal and the RC, and I have it level at 5 and the drive at 2. The drive really isn't the strong suit of this pedal. The gain on it, it's not really meant for that. You can kind of use the drive as like a secondary volume. It adds, a little bit more flavor in there, I guess you could say, as opposed to using the level. And the pedal is already pretty bright itself. I messed with the treble. And I actually just left it at 0. So this pedal is pretty much great. It's pretty much just turn it on and it does its magic. So this is what the tone sounds like without the pedal. I really like it with it on. It kind of adds a little bit of mid flavor in there. It does make it a little bit louder, gives it a little bit more life, I guess you could say. That's what it sounds like to me. Anyway, so let's actually check the pedal out. Everything I'm going to be getting, this right here, this is going to be coming from the xDrive guide. I'll put a link to that in the description down below. This is what the pedal looks like. It's a white pedal. It actually looks a lot like its other brother, the AC Booster, which we covered last week. It's the exact same layout, actually, on the outside, but the inside of the pedal is very different. As to where the AC Booster is very fat and can get a lot of drive and has an insane amount of mids in it. This is completely opposite. It's mainly just used for a clean boost right here. That's what Yek says. Popular clean boost, keep the drive below 10 because gain isn't its strongest point. RC stands for really clean. Scott Henderson, who is a great guitar player, this is like his favorite pedal in the world. He says it's one of the best booster pedals he's ever used, and he actually has his signature one. It's the RC Booster version 2. It's actually really cool. It's like shiny, and it has a little bit difference on it. You can change back and forth between 2 different settings on his, and it's super transparent, as it says right here. It's 20 dB of clean boost. You do have an active EQ for the bass and the treble on it, which I find that's kind of just there for fine tuning. The pedal by itself sounds really awesome. I mean, you can kind of argue, like right here, this is what Yek says, you can kind of argue if you really need a booster in a digital environment because you don't really have that much stuff that's degrading, but I like it. I think it kind of serves as a secondary to the enhancer block we have right here. The enhancer block in here is really good. I use that sometimes on my cleans. I use it most of the time on my leads. It just kind of makes things wider and fatter and just a little more wide, and it gives it a little sweet tone to it, I guess you could say. But I mean, you don't have to use the enhancer if you want. And I kind of look at the RC Booster as sort of an enhancer, kind of, in the way that it kind of enhances your clean tone a little bit, and it sprinkles a little bit of goodness in it, I guess, that you can see. So let's mess with the pedal a little bit. Like I said, it's very simple. I'll play a little bit and I'll just boost up the drive a little bit so you can kind of hear what it sounds like when we boost up the drive and when we boost up the level. as you can see, like I was saying before, the drive, just, you can use it as a secondary volume, but you know, as you put it up, it, you know, doesn't really get that much gain. Now let's mess with the level. Ladies and gentlemen, that's really it. This pedal is very, very simple. It's pretty much turn it on, mess with your levels, and you can pretty much forget it. It adds a nice little sweet tone to it there. And by the way, I didn't mess with anything. I literally just stayed on basic, turned some knobs. You can also use this if you want to use it in like a solo boost too. If you kind of so if you have like your pedal board, for example, and you set up with your Axe-Fx, and you can, you know, you have the FC6, for example. You can set this, you can turn it on, and then for your solos, you know, you'll come up above the band whenever you're soloing, and you click it, and you come right back down, of course. I mean, it's good for that, and it gives you a good clean boost. You can come up, you can come down, you can use it on your cleans, you can use it anywhere. It adds a nice little flavor, like I said. I find it adds some sweet mids in there. It's not some offensive mids that make everything like super boomy, but it's just some nice sweet mids that make things sound great. So ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap it up for the RC Booster. If you thought this video was really cool, leave me a like, and if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe, because I don't want you to miss any of the cool things you're going to be doing here. We're doing some more drives in the Axe-Fx 3, and we're going through all of the amps in the Axe-Fx 3, and I don't want you to miss any of that. Alright guys, that is going to have to be it for me. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to be out. Peace.